I'd like to introduce Chuck Pettit, head of Republic's retail division, and Randi Zuckerberg. Randi is an entrepreneur, investor, best-selling author, award-winning producer, and founder and CEO of Zuckerberg Media. She has invested in over 50 startups and will be sharing her perspective on startup investing.
Welcome everyone, and thank you Emily and Kirsten for explaining the deal room. Today we have a special guest, Randi Zuckerberg, friend to Republic and advisor to Republic. Thank you for joining us, Randi.
Thanks. It's great to be here, and what a cool topic that we're covering today. I'm really excited.
It's a very cool topic for sure. Super exciting and new to the industry, so I'm excited to get there. But first, let's learn about your experience with Republic.
Yeah, well, gosh, I'm such a fan of Republic. I joined as an advisor, also an investor on the platform myself, so I'm both a customer and an advisor on the corporate side for over a year now.
Yep.
And I've invested in all sorts of deals.
Multiple deals, I'll say.
I mean, I think over 30 deals across the Republic platform, ranging from crypto to a coffee cafe right here in New York City to vegan, plant-based alternatives to meat. So it's really opened my eyes to a lot of industries that I didn't have knowledge about before and probably would not have felt comfortable investing in without learning about it through Republic.
That's awesome. So you've really increased your exposure to private companies just on Republic. But before that, you've had a ton of private company investment experience. Is that correct?
Yes, I've always considered myself an angel investor. I started angel investing about a decade ago, and mostly it was through deals that friends were bringing to me, kind of word of mouth, someone I trusted. Oh, this person worked at this company, so they're definitely gonna be a great entrepreneur.
Totally normal. I had the same experience myself.
And most of those deals don't work. So over the years, I developed my own kind of more thoughtful investment thesis and started really honing my interest in a few different categories of angel investment.
And what about winners? People like to hear about the winners. Have you had any that have gone to an exit of, anything good?
I've had a few great ones, and they are not going to be the kind of companies that you would expect. I mean, I've been in like hardcore tech, but my biggest winner is a company called Ruggable. It is a washable rug. They have a patent where you can take the top layer off the rug and wash it.
I own 4 of them.
Amazing. And I was the first angel check into that company, an awesome female entrepreneur. Over the pandemic, everyone wanted to wash their rugs and everyone went out and got puppies. And so she increased the valuation of that company from, almost nothing when we're starting to hundreds of millions of dollars.
Exactly what I use it for is for the puppies. So curious, did you go through an SPV model similar to the deal room at Republic for that investment?
For that one, I just went direct, but I have participated in a lot of SPVs across a lot of different industries. I think especially when you have an interest in a sector, but you don't have the exact deal flow or the access yourself.
Exactly.
As an individual investor like myself, I have to rely on SPVs.
And to you, what was the biggest difference between going direct or going through an SPV? Was there anything in there that kind of made it different?
Oh, huge differences. Well, first of all, I mean, even with a company like Ruggable, I have direct access to the founder, right? We have a relationship. I feel like I'm involved in that company. Through the SPVs, I get to say I'm an investor in so-and-so company, but I have no access to the team.
Sure.
I've never even met them. I'm paying, two layers of fees because it's usually through the SPV, which came from another VC. So it's like 2 layers. And so you get the joy of saying you're an investor in something, but you don't really feel any
But not
connection.
the full monetary benefit of being the investor.
That's exactly right.
You probably were involved in what I call a 2 and 20 fee scheme, and that would be 2% annual management fee and 20% carry fee on any exit.
That's right. Sometimes they'll be nice and be like 2 and 15, but
sure.
That's a good day.
That's a good day, exactly.
2 and 20 is the norm.
And that has an economic impact on your exit, does it not?
For sure, because you have to calculate that into the upside.
So you're thinking about it when you make the investment.
Yeah, when you make the investment, you're thinking, okay, well, if this company doubles, it's really only I have to discount that by a certain amount because the SPV is taking a percentage off the top. So really, when you're investing through an SPV, the outcome has to be much larger than you would if you were making a direct investment to be worth the risk.
It absolutely does, and that's the major reason why we're here today. A couple of the things that you're actually looking for in your experience, we're going to be providing to Deal Room members. And first, it would be access to founders through special events, customer support, which easier said than done, but we're there for you on a VIP level. And the big reveal is that we're also going to be offering no management and no carry costs for our investors in the Deal Room membership club. So for you,
that's
right?
Huge. That's amazing.
These investments you've made in the past, where you paid that 15 or 20% carry to an SPV kind of operator, will no longer exist if you just pay a one-time annual membership cost of $2,500.
Yeah, and the great news is it seems like you get access to a lot of different deals, whereas for me, I'm always, calling up this friend or this one and saying, and it's usually one deal at a time.
Exactly. One deal at a time is difficult. We expect to have between 10 and 15 at any given time during this year. Expect it to be, in the neighborhood of 25 to 30 at a time, sometime later this year. But there's tons of deal flow. Any investment you make with that membership over a 1-year period, you are not subject to the carry cost or the management fee.
Wow.
So saving tons of money as an investor is possible with that membership. $2,500, that's the top price. For today, for the launch of this campaign, it's only $1,000 for an investor to get in for 1 year. So
it's really exciting.
if you had that opportunity, well, first of all, have you ever seen this anywhere in the industry? And if you had that opportunity as an SPV investor, would you have taken it?
I think for sure. I have not seen anything like this before, and I think having that kind of access, having Republic's vetting of these deals, and making it so easy. If you're investing through one entity, I really can't imagine.
Easy is another thing we always look over. Think about it, like when your friends came to you with an opportunity to invest in, what did you have to do? You had to pick up the phone, get an attorney, talk to their attorney, get the paperwork and manually sign it, send it back to them, get them a check, get their wire instructions. So all that stuff is, of course, eliminated through our tech stack. That's part of our operation and our platform. But now you can actually really kill it with your investments should they exit.
Absolutely. That's why I think I've done so many deals through Republic, because it would be untenable to have all of those separate K1s and everything on my own balance sheet. But having that is awesome.
Right. So now you've got this new tool in your pocket. You could potentially save money on investment exits if it happens. How do you move forward with that in mind? What's your strategy, and how do you filter through the deals that are being presented to you? And does it go back to a portfolio thesis? Is it opportunistic? How do you approach it?
I mean, I think the other thing that's exciting about what you're offering is the community that will develop around it. Because for me, whenever I hear about an SPV, the first thing I'm going to do is pick up the phone and call 4 or 5 other people and ask for their thoughts on the deal and diligence it. And that's, it's fun to do, but I often don't know, whose opinions to trust and who's being thoughtful about these things. So even just having a baked-in community of people who are there to discuss deals, to do diligence together, I think is a huge opportunity.
And through the membership, we intend to do that, quarterly at the latest, or at the least. And that would include special events with our team, perhaps maybe sometimes with Randy, otherwise with the founders themselves, during their campaign or after their campaign. So you do have that, a chance to make a relationship with your investment portfolio companies.
I think it's really exciting, and I think it can be game changing for a lot of different industries. When you think of SPVs, you tend to think of like high valuation tech companies and businesses, but I do a lot of investing in the arts. I do a lot of investing in theater and kind of alternative industries, and
those are very complex, and I'm sure come with lots of layers of fees.
Lots of layers, lots of middlemen, basically all SPV models. So I think there's a really exciting opportunity to disrupt a lot of industries in a big way here.
Yeah, and you're specifically talking about Broadway, am I right?
Yes, I've probably invested in about a dozen
Broadway shows. And how many have actually gotten to stage?
Well, Gosh, I've had a decent track record of getting to the stage, but when you think about the economics of Broadway, it's nearly impossible.
Expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive, and the layers of fees and people that are taking fees off the top make it almost impossible.
Well,
for
we're
an
eliminating
individual.
one layer
Yes.
of fee, which is a significant layer, and it's super exciting. You know, as an investor myself for the last 17 years, if I'm doing my math right, I've come into several situations through an SPV where I had to pay the 20%. I always thought to myself, what was that for? You know, why did we pay that much? Yes, there's a lot of operational work going on in the background, but it's expensive.
Yeah,
and I'm happy to have a chance to give this, to the crowd, and they can get involved at something that's fair for them.
Right, and not to mention that a lot of people who run SPVs will then say things like, okay, well, in order to get access to this SPV, you need to be an LP in our fund, or you need to be in this SPV in order to get into this awesome
Exactly.
one. And so there's a lot of subpar investments sometimes that you're forced to make just to get access to good SPVs.
You can only get in the side pocket if you're a fund investor.
Exactly.
So we're not like that at Republic. We're not doing that through the deal room. If it's accessible, it's accessible to all. So you don't have to worry about getting the door closed on you basically to an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Randy, this is super helpful. We want to be mindful of your time and our viewers' time. I think they're probably getting excited and looking forward to reading more about the membership opportunity that we've revealed today. Special thanks from you.
I want to read more about the membership. I'm very excited, and I'm excited to join this awesome community of people who are interested in a new kind of deal in a new way, and forming a community of investors together.